Hello again, it's me, Coral. Welcome back to my channel. This is Howl. Howl, look. Come over here. Look. Look. Look, Howl. You see his tiny little puppy face? He's been such a good boy. I used to not let him up here when I was filming because he really loves to lick. And he will just lick and lick and lick and lick. And he isn't always happy when you're like, hey, quit licking me. So... but he's been good, huh? Have you been good? Have you been good? Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. My dog's very fucking cute. I'm here with my TBR for September. And there are quite a few books that I've pre-ordered that are supposed to be coming out this month. One I have not heard about. Like, the date got changed. Like, I got an email saying that the publishing date, or that I might not receive it when I was supposed to, or something like that. So I'll have to look it up again and see. But there are 3 books. One that should have been here by now, I feel like, and isn't, because it came out in August, so I'm kind of worried about that. So hopefully it's like here in September for me to read. But let's see. I'm gonna get to the pre-orders that I have first, if I can find my phone. Oh no. Okay, so actually one of the books I was most excited about this month, it's called Ring Shout by Djeli Clark, and it was supposed to come out in September, but it looks like, I was looking at his author website and it looks like it got pushed back to October, which kind of throws off my reading for that month, because then I'll have to push back some of them. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I was very excited about that. I will show you what it looks like here. But I will tell you about it next month, because that's when I will be reading it then, I suppose. What a disappointing way to start this video. I should have looked this up before I started filming, but sometimes I don't think about it until I'm like, I need to tell you guys about this, and then I can't. Okay, well, one of the other pre-orders then that's supposed to come out this month is One by One by Ruth Ware. So she's a thriller writer. I've really liked most of what I've read of hers. I haven't read all of them yet. I think there's 2 that I haven't read, but so I've read like 3 or 4 of her books, and this is her new release. And it's a thriller. I'm excited about it, and like on top of that, it's like I'm already excited about this. Like, no matter what she writes, I'm probably gonna read it. But it's like a snowy, I think, like secluded snowy thing going on. So here is the synopsis. It says, getting snowed in at a beautiful rustic mountain chalet doesn't sound like the worst problem in the world, especially when there's a breathtaking vista, a cozy fireplace, and company to keep you warm. But what happens when that company is 8 of your coworkers and you can't trust any of them? Scott. When an off-site company, I don't work with anybody named Scott, I'm sorry. When an off-site company retreat meant to promote mindfulness and collaboration goes utterly wrong when an avalanche hits, the corporate food chain becomes irrelevant and survival trumps togetherness. Come Monday morning, how many members short will the team be? This sounds like so much fun. This is like the perfect isolation where the relationships break down and you can't trust anybody, or can you, or can't you, or can you? And it sounds perfect. I'm so excited about this book. Okay, the next one was actually published in August. I pre-ordered it from the publisher, and my copy still has not gotten here, and it's almost September, so I'm like hoping that it comes. There was no tracking on the email that they sent me, which is I just really want to read this fucking book. So this is Crossroads by Laurel Hightower. The synopsis says, how far would you go to bring back someone you love? When Chris's son dies in a tragic car crash, her world is devastated. The walls of grief close in on Chris's life until one day a small cut on her finger changes everything. A drop of blood falls from Chris's hand onto her son's roadside memorial, and later that night, Chris thinks she sees a ghost outside her window. Only, is it really her son's ghost? Or is it something else? Something evil? Soon Chris is playing a dangerous game with forces beyond her control in a bid to see her son, Trey, alive once again. sounds great. It's like a really grief-heavy horror novel, which I love. I love getting those like bleak, horrible loss feelings, and I think that is especially in books that involve the loss of a child, something like, you know, Pet Sematary is the first one that comes to mind, I guess. Those books are so, and I'm not saying people without children can't enjoy this, but like reading Pet Sematary when I was a teenager versus reading it like last year, and I have a 7-year-old daughter, you know, it's like those books just like scoop out your heart and like fill it in with shit, and then like, I don't know, it's just so much more effective when you're a parent. I feel like books about that, I love them. They make me so fucking sad. I do change the battery in my camera, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Did you wait? If you didn't, that's okay. I feel like my camera's a little not where it was before. That's okay. So now for the physical books that I can hold up and show you from my TBR. So this one is Twins by Bari and Geasland. I recently tried to read The Troop by Bari, and I think I'm putting that one on hold until I can until actually an audiobook copy of it comes out, because there isn't one yet. I'm hoping that somebody makes one so I can listen to that, because I tried to read it and it's one of those like detective novels and I just kind of don't really like those. But okay, I'll read you the synopsis for this. I really want to give Bari another chance. I did like her writing, I just wasn't super, I just couldn't get into the tribe. Anyways, Twins is a spellbinding novel of the bizarre lives and shocking deaths of twin doctors bound together by more than brotherly love, damned together to a private hell of unspeakable obsessions. This sounds questionable, and I'm very excited to get to this. It has one of those vintage like stark white covers. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's like I don't know what you call that, a picture that's not a picture. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This cover's cool. That's it. I'm gonna read it. That's it. Okay, next I'm going to read Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is a thriller about a young woman who is apartment sitting in a very ritzy Manhattan apartment building. She meets another young woman who is kind of doing the same thing. She is also house sitting or apartment sitting, I guess, a very fancy apartment in the same building, and then the young woman she's met doing the same thing disappears, and that's all I know. I've really liked the first two books that Riley Sager wrote, so I'm hoping I like this one just as much. And then finally I can get to Home Before Dark. They aren't in a series, but I like to read things in order, I guess, kind of. I feel like I need to read those in order. I don't know. I'm sorry. And then there's two books here that I'm reading because they have movie or TV adaptions coming out soon, and I've been meaning to read both of these and just haven't. I've had this one on my shelf for fucking years. This is The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. I'm going to read you the synopsis for this one. So this says, set in rural southern Ohio and West Virginia, The Devil All the Time follows a cast of compelling and bizarre characters from the end of World War II to the 1960s. There's Willard Russell, tormented veteran of the carnage in the South Pacific, who can't save his beautiful wife Charlotte from an agonizing death by cancer no matter how much sacrificial blood he pours onto his prayer log. What the fuck? There's Carl and Sandy Henderson, a husband and wife team of serial killers who troll America's highways searching for suitable models to photograph and exterminate. There's spider-handling preacher Roy and his crippled virtuoso guitar-playing sidekick Theodore running from the law, and caught in the middle of all this is Arvin Eugene Russell, Willard and Charlotte's orphaned son, who grows up to be a good but also violent man in his own right. So, what's going on? This feels like it's going to be like a good, more modern Southern Gothic book. I'm not really sure though because I haven't read it. But man, this is kind of infamous, I feel like. But I haven't read it. I don't know. I'm gonna get to it. I guess the last one I'm gonna talk about in this video is I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Iain Reid. This is another one, like it's been on my TBR before even, like I've picked this up and said I'm gonna read this and then haven't gotten to it. But let's see, really the only thing about the synopsis that I can tell you is a man and his girlfriend are on their way to a secluded farm. When the two take an unexpected detour, she is left wondering if there's any escape at all. What follows is a twisted unraveling that will haunt you long after the page is turned. And this one seems to be a little divisive. I've seen people say it's great and they love it, and I've seen some people say they don't like it. But it is very short. I feel like I've heard more good things than negative things. Not that that matters, because I will read it even if I only hear negative things, I guess, if I think I'm going to like it. But that's this book. And there is an adaptation coming out soon, so I want to finally get to it so that I can read it, or so that I can watch the adaptation of it. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. So that's what I have on my list. And also, let's see, there is a round of the Buzzwordathon, readathon, and oh my god, this whole year, the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm gonna be more picky about the readathons I do because there's just so many cool ones, so many fun ones, so many new ones, and so many old ones I want to do again. And I'm like, I'm gonna be more choosy. I'm only gonna do a couple, and then that was fine until it wasn't anymore, and now I'm just only doing readathons, it feels like. There is a round of Buzzwordathon that's only a week long at the end of September. I think it's like the 21st to the 27th, or 21st to 20th, something like that. But I'm gonna do it, and the word for that is night. It's like a readathon where they take a buzzword, like a word that's in a lot of titles. There's been like who, what, where, when, why, how, and then like girl, and like I don't know what else, you I think was one of them. So I'm gonna do that. The word is night. I can't remember if I said that, I'm just rambling. But this is hosted by Books and Lala, so you can find like her announcement video on her page if you go look that up. But I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna do that, so I'm not gonna include the books that I would pick for that in this video yet, but I think that I might. So if I do, I'm going to make a separate video for that, closer to the Buzzwordathon, I guess. I just don't want to. The last couple months I've definitely like overlocked myself, and then that makes reading not fun when I'm like frantically trying to get to the next book, because like that's not what it's about. That's not what I want it to be about. Anyways, that's it. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.